The Denver Broncos will not be winning the Super Bowl. Not playing like that. Bo Nix didn't play great by any stretch. In fact, I came away a little concerned, but I'm not panicking yet. The defense played lights out, bailing the Broncos out of bad situations caused by their own damn selves. Sean Payton made me scratch my head a little bit. A certain 4th and 8 likely rings a bell. I sound like I'm discussing a loss. It certainly felt like the Broncos should have lost that game. Instead, the Tennessee Titans did the lose the game part for them. The Denver Broncos are 1-0. Analysis, thoughts, and more Broncos coming up on Crushin' It. Reborn at this point. Football is back, Broncos country. I've been gone for an off-season. Don't have a lot of excuses other than, well, I was focused elsewhere. Perhaps I had forgotten my passion for football. Perhaps there was a layer of burnout on that as my brain tried to comprehend the 87 different projects I wanted to make in the span of a week that never came to fruition. Perhaps some of you can relate to that. Perhaps I'll give some personal football stories in the future if you, the listener, would like to hear them. On this episode of Crushin' It, we recap the Broncos' ugly, downright diabolical win over the Tennessee Titans. One of the Broncos' hooves is full of self-inflicted bullet wounds. That leads me into this first segment. What the hell was that, Bo? Oh no. He looked like a rookie. Not the post-week 6 Bo that we all got accustomed to over the backstretch of the 2024 NFL season. Not the one that led the Broncos to the playoffs. The one that made us panic in the opening month last year. His footwork, it looked sloppy. Back foot, crossbody, crisscross, applesauce. Bo looked rough. It didn't help that he tried to play hero ball when a check down was there or when a throwaway was the best and only option. He looked like a rookie. The positive? It didn't take until week 4 for him to throw his first touchdown pass of the year. The wait is over. Yay. The offensive line didn't exactly help either. Bo was under duress often, running for his life, forcing a ball out a moment too soon, right before he could have found a wide-open receiver streaking down the sideline. Courtland Sutton should have had 2 fucking touchdowns. Where he didn't look like rookie Bo, in a bad connotation this time, was the lack of his legs as a factor. Perhaps the Titans were ready to contain him, and credit to their DC if that was the case, but Bo has legs that can change games. We saw that on a snap in the second half alone. I think he scrambled, turned a second and forever into third and manageable. I also think he looked inaccurate at times. The miscommunication or whatever it was with Lucas Kroll was irritating. The offense looked utterly discombobulated. Maybe that 4th preseason game wasn't actually such a bad idea after all, NFL. Perhaps the 4th preseason game is just the first game of the NFL regular season. Whatever the case, I'm not panicking yet. Bo started slow last season, very slow. I think the offense is still working out a few kinks with moving parts, intricacies, what have you. I'm not ready to ring the sophomore slump bell yet. I refuse. Especially when the help he got was limited. Especially in that first half. Help from his play caller, that is. God, why is Bo Nix throwing the ball 40 fucking times? To tie the bow on Bo, har har, I think this is the rusty performance that week 1 can give sometimes, especially when the offense is as out of sync as it was. Just look at Cincinnati. Courtland Sutton is still the Broncos' best wide receiver. Oh, I'm sorry, that isn't news? Apologies, I just thought it would be wise to spread the word. This segment isn't about him, I just wanted to say that. It felt fun, unlike watching this offense. You know what was fun? The Broncos' second half offense, particularly in the form of running the ball. Remember when the Broncos went out and signed J.K. Dobbins off of a career year, or when they drafted R.J. Harvey out of UCF with a second-round pick? Only Pepperidge Farms remembered until the second half. Sean Payton didn't even remember until the second half. The Denver Broncos ran for 151 yards in this game, the majority of which came in that second half. R.J. Harvey broke a 50-yarder in the fourth, aka 5/7 of his yardage in one rip. That is why you drafted the kid. His legs can hit home runs whenever they feel like it. What happened next? Oh, the rando you signed off of the street named J.K. Dobbins ran in, actually high-stepped a 19-yard touchdown to put the game away. Well, the one that should have, if you didn't go for a vibes play on 4th and 8, Sean. You brought two running backs in because you believed that the issue of last year's running game was the backs, not the line. Would Javonte Williams have hit that 50-yarder, dancing around a tackle to get into the open field? What about Audric Estime? Would either of them have darted and stepped that 19 yards to put the game away? I doubt it. Those two plays, that combined 69 yards between two handoffs, should be evidence enough for Sean to run the ball heavy against the Indianapolis Colts. Considering what Jonathan Taylor did to you on the ground last year, figuring out your own running game may be a good idea. Keep that guy off of the field. The Colts are going to lean on him because of what your secondary can do. Daniel Jones won't do to the Broncos what he did to the Dolphins. The poverty, Mike McDaniels will be fired by week 9, Miami Dolphins. JT, however, might do what he did to you last year again. Run the ball, Sean. Speaking of the Broncos secondary, well, defense as a whole, this unit came prepared. Any early signs of worry or discombobulation were gone after the first drive. Nick Bonito, complete stud. Worth the money. I don't want to hear it. Absurd amount of pressures, absurd amount of quick pressures, not to mention the sack that he got. When Marvin Mims muffed that punt, when he let that ball fall into Titan hands, I thought it was getting dire. I was scared. The Titans were perfectly set up in Broncos territory to get a field goal at the least. A touchdown would have been a backbreaker. Instead, a run for nothing, one sack, then a second on third down to kick those Titans out of field goal range. Championship defense level save if I have ever seen it. And I have. I'm not saying this is going anywhere, so do not take these words as the holy gospel, but this was the exact formula of those 2015 Broncos. All-time defense making all-time saves to bail an offense that couldn't hold up a blanket out of jams. That jam? The Titans threatening to throw this game into panic mode? Bases loaded, no outs, bottom of the 7th. And the defense? 3 straight strikeouts. If the Broncos offense gets it figured out, this team might be dangerous. They will be dangerous. They might live up to those high expectations the media has set on them this year. Enough about the offense, though. I still have to gush about this defense before I close this thing out. Defense was clamps. Lights out, nada. They made life for Cam Ward not just hard, but damn near impossible. 6 sacks on opening day from 6 different players. Stranad playing for an injured Greenlaw, a linebacker I was happy that the Broncos kept. Bonito was mentioned, Ellis, Allen, Cooper. Hell, even Jaquan McMillan got in on the fun and ripped the ball from Cam Ward's hands. and the life from the Titans. You know why Sean made the boneheaded decision to say screw it and huck a 4th and 8 vibes play to try and stat Padford his way to a better looking game? Because he knew that his defense would break the Titans again. The Titans aren't really a test. We knew this unit would be incredible once again. It's the tradition that the Broncos are built upon. Say it's good quarterback play all you want for their history, but they've had what? Maybe 2 legendary QBs that they never picked? 3 if you stretch the definition to Jake Plummer? Brian Greasy sure doesn't count. No, he wasn't bad. This team is built on defense. Tough, shattering defense. And I didn't even get into the secondary. I mentioned them. I didn't even get into them. Riley Moss is going to get targeted because Pat Surtain is God himself on a football field. You can put that man on an island and he will find a way to cover the other 30 or so or 20, however much of the earth is not covered in water. It is covered by Patrick Surtain. And he only got targeted once for a very good reason. It was the Riley Moss show when it was one-on-one and Riley Moss answered the call. It's like I said, this team is built on defense. Tough, shattering defense. A defense that will bring Daniel Jones back to earth on Sunday. Not quite sure what to make of the Colts defense. Are they that good? Or are the Dolphins that damn bad? Week 2 is a really hard week to predict because week 1 is such a small sample size against a team that could go on to win 14 games or one that could win maybe 1. I'm not quite sure. Speaking from last year, I think the Broncos can get the offense going. Hypothetically, they have better running backs in the backfield. I expect Bo to be better than the 3 interception Bo picks we got last year in December. Ideally, Peyton reins him in. Bo doesn't force balls like he did last week or in that game last year, and he's able to get himself right. I don't know if anyone remembers, but Bo did force a couple of egregious passes in that game. I expect to see more balance in the play calling than week 1. At least, I hope for it. I long for it, even. The Broncos are going to have a chance in every game they play this year because of that defense. I'm not sold on Daniel Jones pulling a 2024 Darnold yet. I'm not sold on the Broncos offense yet either, although I'm still feeling relatively optimistic about it. I don't know what to make of 2 teams coming off of what could be week 1 mirages. With that being said, I predict a 21-17 Broncos victory in Indianapolis. A cleaner game from Bo with help from the rushing attack, another good game on defense, and another episode of the Crushin' It podcast next week. Well, that is all from me. Thank you for listening. I think going to an audio-only format for at least the foreseeable future, at least outside of game days where I plan to start doing live calls again, will probably be beneficial in the long term. Let me kind of get my foot back in after a long time away, which it was, and I apologize for that. I was focused on a lot of different things, on a gaming channel, on trying to survive work, which has been a pain lately, so if you've clicked on this, if you've come back, whatever the case, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more about my thoughts on the Denver Broncos. And I will see you on game day, and I will see you after game day in this audio format once again. Take care. Good night. Go Broncos.